Hello, how are you? Welcome back to Wendy's Way. It's been a while since I did just a personal, this is part of my new walk vlog, and I've been offering crochet videos and gardening videos. Haven't done any cooking lately, I don't think, or canning, but I've been throwing a variety of things out there. Today, I just wanted to give you an update about what's happening with me since there is something new going on in my life, and I like to be transparent so that if you notice a change in my demeanor or my appearance or you wonder where I am and why I haven't posted for a week or two, this might give you some insight as to what's going on. My appearance probably hasn't changed much other than during this pandemic, and now that it's almost summertime, I have taken to tying my hair back more than wearing it down because it's really warm. It's like wearing a wool scarf in the summertime when you leave your hair down on your neck. So that hasn't changed. I think it's hereditary. My big old forehead might be getting a little higher. But, that runs in the family. The one thing that has been happening, as well as I've been staying busy with crochet, very busy with the garden, which is just terribly exciting for me. But on a personal note, the latest occurrence in my walk started with an ambulance ride to the ER. Be a month ago tomorrow. Today's the 29th of May in 2020. And 4 weeks ago, Sunday night, early Monday morning, sorry, got dogs next to me. One of them just jumped. I did call an ambulance to come and take me to the hospital. And what they diagnosed at that time was bowel obstruction. It was causing horrendous pain in my abdomen, and I was vomiting, and that would cause ice cold sweats and chills and so on. While I was in the ER, they did a CAT scan of my entire abdomen, and while they decided that it was at least a partial bowel obstruction, which, praise the Lord, has, for the most part, corrected itself, they did find other things on the CAT scan which caused concern. So I stayed in the hospital 2 nights, and they sent me home, and they made an appointment for me with the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics. That's in Iowa City. Basically, if you live within the state of Iowa, there are a myriad of wonderful small hospitals. Love my Waverly, Iowa Health Center. They are incredible. But when they find something to this degree, they want to send you to the best. First, they did refer me to my gynecologist, and my gynecologist sent the referral on to the University of Iowa. In, 2014 in December, I had a hysterectomy, and when they performed it, they found what they described as borderline tumors, tissues. Borderline meaning not exactly benign, not exactly cancer, kind of walking a line in the middle, and they just really don't know which direction it's going to go. And at that point, because it was during a hysterectomy, and because I had had a benign ovarian cyst as an adolescent. They deemed it ovarian. Well, this time they're calling it a serous. I'm going to get the word. A serous borderline tumor and or tissue. And they're really connecting it with the ovaries. So, which I don't have anymore, but still. I went to the gynecological oncology department at University of Iowa Hospitals and talked to Dr. Gonzalez. And I've been familiar with abdominal surgeries, with ovarian cysts, tumors, things of this nature. He said that at this point, they believe I have these borderline tumors and or tissues potentially throughout my abdominal cavity. They may have begun in the area of the ovaries, but now he has seen some even in the upper portions of my abdominal cavity. And he's describing them as borderline because that's what they found when they did the pathology in 2014. He believes, but he won't know until he does surgery, that this is the same kind of borderline tumor and or tissue. Therefore, he told me that borderline tumors and tissues are not treatable with typical cancer treatments such as chemotherapy or radiation. The immediate course of action for this type of tumor is what they call, it's a really ugly term, I think, they're going to do a debulking procedure. I know I'm bulky, and I'm hoping he does a whole lot of debulking while he's in there. When I had the cyst at the age of 12, the doctor told me I appeared to be 6 months pregnant at the time. And I told him my name wasn't Mary. And I was 20 pounds lighter when I came home than when I went in. Well, these tumors are different. They're not so much fluid filled the way that one was, but they are throughout my abdomen. And so we are planning on, as the doctor describes it, a very hard surgery. I've had 4 abdominal surgeries. I've had surgery on both feet. I'm familiar with general anesthesia and procedures and recoveries and incisions and things like that. And in my perspective, I would prefer surgery to remove what's in there far and above chemotherapy or radiation or any other type of treatment. Because to me, I'll take pain over nausea 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. So we're going to do a debulking surgery on the 10th of June. And because it's happening during the pandemic, things are getting better. Lots of businesses and things are beginning to open up. And but when it comes to surgeries and hospitals, because they have to take the greatest precautions, I will be at the hospital alone. Not alone. No one from my personal group of friends or family can be there with me. There will be all kinds of doctors, nurses, technicians, techs, maybe even a chaplain or two. And I'll be able to stay in contact with everyone digitally and however. I'll take my little notebook I have an iPad, but I'm really not comfortable. I'm an Android girl. I've got an old Android notebook I'll probably take with me. I'll have my phone. I'll take my crochet. I'll take my Bible and a good study book, because the surgery could potentially last all day. When I had my hysterectomy and they found these tumors, they had made the incision on the bikini line, and I was on the operating table for 7 hours while they searched my abdomen for more of these. Well, this time the doctor is going to reutilize one of my incisions, where he is going to start at the pelvis. And I have an old incision from the pelvis to the belly button, to the umbilical. He's going to open me from the pelvis to the sternum, right beneath my ribs. He's going bone to bone, going to open me up. He is going to take an entire day and search my entire abdominal cavity for anything that could be considered borderline or precancerous tissue or cancerous tissue. We don't know what he's going to find until he gets there. We don't know how long it will take until it starts. We don't know what the results will be. What we do know is that God is in control. And I believe in the doctors and the nurses that he has put in place to help me take care of my body. And I also know that the doctors told me I will remain in the hospital until I can process and eliminate foods and fluids without being nauseous. So if I can get my bowels moving within 3 days, that would be almost miraculous. Because when you're on the operating table under general anesthesia for so many hours, it kind of puts your systems to sleep. Not just your mind and your body, but it puts your systems to sleep. And so it may take a while for my systems to wake up and start moving again. We will be emptying out my systems before the surgery. And so, whatever I take in will need to take the entire course. And he said if I can go in 3 days, that's awesome. If it takes me 2 weeks, I'll be in the hospital for 2 weeks. I'm thinking if it takes that long, he's going to have to go back in and change something, because that'd be awful. There is one other possibility that he saw fit to make me aware of. And that possibility is if these tumors are more involved with my small or large intestine, then there is a possibility that at least on a temporary basis and potentially on a permanent basis, he had to make me aware of this, I may end up with a colostomy. Wouldn't that be a crappy thing? All right, that was rude. That was a really ugly pun. But reality is what reality is. God is in control. He has pulled me through so many situations where I should have fallen apart. I should have died. I should have lost my sanity. And I come out smelling like a rose and loving him more and more. And so there's just nothing for it. You do what you have to do. Now you know. I am so blessed to have a young man that I call my son, who lives with me and brings me joy. He learns from me and I learn from him. And we laugh and we study and we do. And it's a beautiful life. And I'm blessed to have him here in this time. So that's what's going on with me. I'm still crocheting. I'm still gardening. I'm still cooking and canning. Haven't videotaped much of it lately. And I know I haven't done any of my Bible reading lately or my devotionals. I do apologize for that. Life has been a little different. Not only since my husband died, which I thought it might be nice today to sit in front of his walnut urn with his photograph on it and all the willow trees and, you know, things like that. I like that corner. I think it's very pretty. There's a solar tube in that corner. I know, I ramble, but check this out, folks. That is not a light fixture. That is a solar tube. And it's a rather, well, there's a lot of heavy clouds out there today. But that is simply a tube that runs from the ceiling up and through the roof, which has a dome on it. And the material it's made of is very reflective. And it brings in tons of natural light. We didn't build this house, and that was not in this house when we bought it. But back in this corner used to be a fireplace, a gas fireplace. And it took up so much of the room. And I really didn't like it, and I really didn't use it. So when our home flooded in 2016, we removed it, since we were taking out drywall and flooring and everything else anyway. I decided it was the perfect opportunity, since we were doing a full-on unplanned remodel. Let's get that fireplace out of here. And what better to put in place of a chimney than a solar tube? It's really awesome stuff. We've got one in the bathroom that actually did come with the house. Everybody comes out of the guest bath trying to turn the light off, and the light's not on. Anyhow, I'm going to quit rambling now and go upload this video so y'all can see what on earth I've been up to. And so you're updated on my situation and what life looks like from here. It's a beautiful world. Trust in the Lord. Give him your heart. Believe in him. Because every day is another day nearer to the end of this world and the beginning of the new when he comes back for us. So I pray the good Lord who blesses me each and every day of my life will bless you as well, today and always. Amen.